Welcome to Queer Couch Co-op, where the conversation's chaotic and the vibes are cozy.
We are your host. I am Kayleigh Tweel, and this is my wife, Emily Myers. And we're just going to do a little recap on our last episode and what kind of went down.
Yeah, so last week we just talked about who we are, what we do, kind of why we wanted to start this podcast, and a little bit of what's to come.
We did some icebreakers.
Yep. We had our little gaming corner. Yep. So this episode, we obviously won't be going back over who we are, but we thought that every episode could start off with what we're going to call Mom's Corner Couch Confessions. And this is just where we'll go over what happened that week, what is going on in our lives, some mom confessions, venting. And then from there, we thought we would move into Kayleigh's Gaming Corner.
Gaming Corner.
Yes. We'll have a play off of gaming to go in with our queer vibes. In that segment, she's just going to talk about what's going on with gaming for her, anything she's into. I'll give my non-gaming input, ask her some questions.
Ask me some questions, yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, we have some fun icebreaker questions. We'll switch up every week what type of questions they are. If there's any viewer questions or comments, we can go over them.
To share.
Yeah, so we're just going to kind of roll with it and go with it. And we got lots of positive feedback and we're very happy for that. So hopefully you guys like what's to come.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we can just kind of start talking about our week, our chaotic week.
Our very chaotic week.
Yes, we were informed there was a full blood moon.
Yes.
So we're
all of our animals were a little crazy, but we don't really we don't follow astronomy anymore.
Yeah,
just because we were more in depth with
astrology.
Astrology.
That's a confusing word, astronomy and astrology, because I think astronomy is like astronauts and stuff, right? In space.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I could be. And then so yeah, that blood moon, our animals, the cats, the dog, our kids, ourselves, it was just kind of an off week for all of us.
It really was. It started off me Monday missing work because I was really sick. And
that caused me to miss work. Well, I don't work outside the home right now, but I work in the home, and if I can't be in our bedroom during the day, the downstairs is occupied with my mom and her sister, then...
And plus all the animals, too.
Yeah. I'm a content creator as well, so while I'm off work right now, I've been doing content creating, and I need our bedroom to do that. So Kayleigh was sick, which sucks for her. I don't want to see her sick either. It was like a double whammy. She couldn't work, so I couldn't work.
It sucked.
Yeah.
It really did suck.
Thankfully, she was better. Well, she wasn't feeling the greatest Tuesday, I don't think you were.
No, I wasn't, but I just gave it my all, went back to work, and did what I had to do. Also, Brady wasn't feeling all that great this week either. He's had
he had a rough day.
A rough week.
Yeah,
not just today, a rough week.
Every day was rough for poor Brady. It felt like nothing was going his way.
No.
He has ADHD, so he really very much thrives on that structure and that routine. And
I feel like if he's thrown off by just the slightest of any kind of change, then he's very much so thrown off as a person.
He left his notebook at his dad's last weekend, so when he came home during the week, he didn't have his little notebook, and that's what he uses for his lists and his routines. And he said that just threw everything off, and school wasn't going great for him this week, what they were doing. And I think it's March break here in PEI this week coming up, so I think that really made it hard on all kids, knowing this is the last week of school. It's hard.
Can't wait to get it over.
Yeah,
let's March break begin. Yeah.
Brady also got a shock. It was Tuesday night. He was down here in the basement, and these lights behind us, they're LED strip lights, and we thought that they were low voltage.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably are.
I'm pretty sure that there still are, but
they gave him a shock somehow. And
did they ever?
It really freaked us out. He said that it went up his arm, through his chest, down to his feet, and we didn't have to prompt him that or ask him, did it even hit your chest? He just told us that.
Yeah, straight up said, it made him feel funny. So we said, okay, off to the hospital to get you checked out. But thankfully, the nurse.
Yeah, the nurse was good. I took Brady up, and Kayleigh stayed home with the animals and Nolan. And the nurse, they did an EKG right away, and it was great. So she didn't come out and say you should leave. That's a liability, but she very heavily hinted like he's
He'll
okay.
be
It would
okay.
show
Yeah.
up, just come back if there's chest pains or anything. And thankfully he's been great, but we did get quite a scare and we're very confused how these lights
I don't
did
know.
that.
He
So
tripped and fell and just touched one of the light bulbs. So I
yeah.
don't.
And it wasn't even the light bulb. He touched in between the lights. There's like
Um,
these little strips on them, and he touched one of those. He tripped. We're wondering though, because he did trip and there's carpet down here. Did it cause like the friction from the carpet,
the
like just a
static.
fluke?
Yeah.
Because Kayleigh went around and she touched everything and she couldn't find something. So we're hopeful that's all that was. But
Yeah. Since he was rubbing his feet, and we do have carpet down here in our basement.
mm-hmm.
And hopefully
Yeah.
that's all it was. But he seems fine in that way. Just
Yeah.
that he had a rough week.
So he didn't go to school Wednesday because
No.
we didn't get home till late on
Nolan also had an
Tuesday.
earache.
Nolan didn't go to school on Wednesday either because Nolan has tubes in his ears. One of them fell out.
Yeah.
Then the other one that the tube is in, that ear was hurting. And every time his ears hurts, he does have an ear infection, except for this time.
No, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, so
Thank the Lord.
there was
He
no ear infection, but they were home Wednesday, so it was
Yeah.
another day of no work. So just this week was just a week. But
yeah.
it's a good weekend. We're happy. We're gonna get through it. Everything's okay.
Yeah, it's been a good weekend.
Yeah, so
we went out for supper last night.
yes, we
Little
did.
date.
We went on a little date to celebrate me getting 1,000 followers on TikTok. Yay!
She did.
I set a goal for myself for March that I was going to get 1,000 TikTok followers, and I got that, thankfully. So Kayleigh was very sweet and decided to take me out for dinner.
Yeah, we also talked about our podcast and what the
Yep.
future of our podcast is gonna like entail and stuff. So that was
It was nice. It was a
good.
really good
Yeah,
dinner.
it
Did a little
was.
podcast planning and had some good food. Where'd we go?
Montana's. It was delish.
Their kapow shrimp, like
and to die for.
If you've not had it, you've
You
got
need
to.
to,
You've got to. It's so good. Even if you don't like seafood, like this does not have a heavy fish taste at all. It's drizzled in like a chili Thai sauce.
And I think that kind of just overpowers the shrimp tasting. Even though we both like shrimp, like I love to eat shrimp,
but it was good.
But it was really good, yeah.
And they put it on like a little bed of shredded iceberg lettuce, and I don't know whatever they're doing in there. They got to keep doing it because it's delicious. Yeah. How else was your week though? You had a nice little week at work too, though. What happened with you at work?
Yes, Wednesday I got a raise.
Yay!
Yeah,
moving up.
Moving up.
What do you do at work? Well, I mean, I know you touched on it briefly, but what are you going to focus on at work?
I do HVAC. I was originally planning, my goal was set to do electrical, but I found myself working for Greenfoot here on Prince Edward Island. And they just kind of changed my whole dynamic to my future in the trades. I do sheet metal and I do ventilation. I put heat and cool air into your house and I ventilate all the bad air and dump fresh air into your home.
So now, like, what are you working towards?
I want to get my red seal in HVAC.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That'll be really good.
And I'm going to touch a little bit on refrigeration too, because I want to also learn more about that. So I'm going to do HVAC. And then once I have that, I'm going to do refrigeration because I think those two kind of come hand in hand. Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah. So it's kind of like a new adventure / not because it's still in the trades and yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And I mean, Kayleigh,
I still have my electrical back. Like I still have a block in electrical. I can always jump back to that too if this doesn't like pan out the way that I want it to. But I think it's going to. Like I seem more.
You seem
happier.
Happy.
Yeah.
You really like your team. So
yeah, I do.
Good.
It's good. The fellows I work with are good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also have an electrical background, but right now I am not working.
Yes, you should tell them why you're wearing this piece of jewelry on your finger.
Yes. So on February 3rd, I started with a new electrical company, and 2 hours into my first shift, my finger got caught in a hole saw. For anybody that doesn't know, the hole saw, I was using it to drill out pot lights. So it was a 4-inch hole saw that you attach to your drill. And when I was tightening up the bit with the hole saw on it, it pulled my finger in. I must have hit the trigger by accident and My
Just
finger
been
went round
stinging.
and round.
Ugh.
And so it's not healing as well as they'd like either. I've been off since February 3rd, and twice now they've pushed back my start date, but that's because it's not healing great.
No,
And so Monday I go for another x-ray because they think there's a chance that they might have missed a fracture. It's hard to say. My physiotherapist, he's not super surprised I'm not healing right now. I mean, he's not thrilled about the prolonged pain, but it's this is just like it's crazy.
it's
A
very
finger
crooked too. Oof.
injury, like you wouldn't think it would take so long or cause so much pain and swelling, but I'm still right swollen. I'm still crooked.
Must be
So,
little tiny bones that are in there that we
yeah.
have, and it's just not healing properly.
They
Ugh.
said that if they did miss the other break, then that would kind of explain the delay too, because I'd need a different cast. I'd have
Mm-hmm.
to have like a full cast or a splint, and they don't think I'll need surgery. I already saw the surgeon once, but depending what this x ray says, I may just see him for another follow up. But they're thankfully pretty hopeful that there's nothing that needs surgery
I hope
because
not.
a
Yeah.
bone this size and of this like degree, it would cause more harm than not to put a screw in there. So I think they're thinking the only way I would need surgery is if there was like tendon severance, but I don't think so because I can at least move my finger a
Mm-hmm.
bit. It's just not the same.
Ugh. Yeah. No.
Thankfully, where we're at here in Canada, well, all of Canada, you get workers' comp
Yes,
benefits.
you do.
So I'm fully paid for both my jobs. I'm a hairstylist 2 days a week as
Mm-hmm.
well as the electrical apprentice. So I'm so grateful that I'm fully paid for these while I'm off.
Yeah, we're very lucky in that way. If we do injure
Yes,
ourselves at work, at least we're covered.
exactly. I still can create content,
Mm-hmm.
but it is still a risk for me to be on job sites and working for an employer right now because there's just too much of a risk of me impulsively going and using that finger and injuring it further and setting myself back even more. At least when I'm home around the house, like I don't do the dishes near as much as I should because the water hurts it and taking my splint off. But I mean, when I do content, I'm like putting on makeup and talking to the camera. So it's pretty easy to use my left hand and not
Yeah.
have to risk this finger. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was our week. We're hopeful next week's going to be a little bit better and more chill for everyone. It's March
Yes,
break.
it's
We're
March
just going to
break.
relax. I'm super excited to be home with the kids. Like, I never thought I'd be home with the kids on March break. I
No,
didn't think I'd be home with the kids last summer.
no.
So, like, all these summer, Christmas break, March break, I've been home with the kids and I'm so grateful. The Lord
Mm-hmm.
is so good the
Oh,
way
we're blessed. Really are
we really
blessed.
are. He's just working miracles for us
Mm-hmm.
and we're so grateful and so
We
thankful.
pray
And
every day and
yeah, and
say
for this
thanks.
podcast, so new
Yes.
adventures up
Mm-hmm.
and up. So with that, I think that this is a good time to move into Kayleigh's gaming
A
corner.
gaming corner.
Yes.
Yes.
So what game are you playing this week?
I'm still on Star Wars Outlaw. I've been really like playing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a really fun world to experience. It's open world. It's been, yeah, really great, really fun. At first I heard a lot of bad reviews, so I didn't play it right from the hop whenever it first was released, just because a lot of people were saying that it was glitchy, that they didn't have fun playing it because it was so glitchy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of,
Is that common for new
yeah,
games?
it is actually, and I'm
Oh,
not really 100% sure why. I guess just like making them and trying to push them out fast enough,
yeah, I guess that
and
makes
then they just kind
sense.
of maybe miss stuff or the way it gets released out, and then it's just like, oh, we actually have some issues or some bugs to fix.
Mm.
But they did come out with a bunch of updates and stuff a lot like since then.
Like patches, is that what patches
Yeah,
is?
yeah,
They're patchwork.
exactly. They're patchwork.
I'm
Yeah,
learning.
exactly.
Yeah. Cool. I thought that you were playing Stardew Valley all this time. It wasn't until recently I realized that you're actually
Yeah, no, I
playing.
kind of got not like that. I got bored of Stardew Valley. I like because I'm like not even close to finishing. Like I'm only
Yeah.
on, I think, year 4.
Yeah, I think I'm on like year 8.
Yeah,
It
you
is
were like,
definitely a game though. I find that it has ebbs and flows. Like
yeah.
sometimes you're super hard into it.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gather, because I'm somebody, like I said before, I'm not a gamer, but I really wanted to pick up this game,
You
and
got
so
right into this one too, though. Like
I did.
you made notebooks and
Yes, like I was hard into
yeah,
it,
you were.
and I was on a lot of Reddit forums, and from what I gather, I think this is kind of what people do with Stardew Valley though. They get
Mm-hmm.
really hard into it, they binge it for a few weeks and then few
Yeah,
months
we were
and then they
binging it for a
stop.
few months, and then
They do come back to it though. It's
yeah,
kind of like my hobbies, like we said last
yes,
week. I
the
cycle through the
ADHD.
hobbies and
Yeah.
So I'm going to 100% pick up Stardew Valley again.
I will too at some point. I just right now I'm really enjoying this game.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's
yeah,
it by? Who makes it?
Ubisoft.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're like the publisher.
And like, what's your character's name?
K Vess.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
that is a coincidence,
coincidence.
and
Could you
it's not
pick
like
that?
no, that's what
Oh,
the
that's
like Ubisoft
cool.
made the character, and that's who you have to.
Our kids call Kayleigh KK, so
Yeah, they
that's
do.
super cute.
Yeah.
Kayleigh's grandmother. Why don't you tell that story about Kay?
Actually, my grandmother didn't want anybody calling me Kay. They just
Mm.
because my name's Kayleigh, and my mom started calling me Kay as a baby. But my great grandmother said, please don't do that because then everyone's going to be calling her Kay and not by her actual name, Kayleigh.
Oh, and it's just so
But
cute
it's
to
just
me.
like it's the kids that call me that, and I've
Yeah, I
had
feel like she
friends and
knew that
stuff.
or
But
something.
yeah, I don't know. I guess yeah.
I don't know. I find it
I
cute.
don't have an issue with it. Like
No.
people can call me Kay if they want
No,
to.
I just mean I find it like almost like meaningful and
Oh
respectful to
yes,
her because I feel like she'd love to hear that if anyone's going to call her granddaughter Kay, it
it
would
would
be
be
her
my
children
children.
and her
Yeah,
stepchildren at that. So it's like almost like she just instinctively knew Kay can't be something just
anybody can call.
nonchalant.
Yeah,
It's meant for, that's how I feel
it's
anyway. I
meant for
could be wrong, but that just
my
seems really
stepchildren.
sweet.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably right because
It's
that
super
is
cute.
super cute.
So yeah, this
Yeah,
character's named Kay. That's really cool.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Are the other Star
she's a
Wars?
badass.
Ooh, just like you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Are the other Star Wars characters in it?
Yeah, there's some of the old ones. Lando Calrissian is in it, and he is in like episodes. I guess he comes in at four, no, 5 and 6,
Mm-hmm.
like the older
I don't think I
ones.
saw those. I think I only saw like the first three
The first three
episodes.
episodes, I think so too. Yeah, and Han Solo's in it too, but he's like frozen and
What about the Mandalorian? I only ask because you have a Mandalorian sitting right there.
no, no, he's not in it. But Boba Fett is, and Boba Fett is a Mandalorian because
Oh,
that's like they're like people.
gotcha. What
Yeah, they're
about
bounty hunters.
Yoda?
No Yoda. No, I haven't come across Yoda. There's
What?
some new characters that I've never heard of in this
Maybe just
one.
because I think he's so cute, but I'm like, how do you not
You
put
like babe
Yoda
you
with
like baby
Baby
Yoda, which
Yoda?
is
Yeah.
actually
No, the
technically
old
Gorg.
Yoda's
You
cute
like
too,
really?
though.
Oh.
Yes.
He's old and
Oh, but old
hairy
people can
and
be cute.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Yoda. That's
That's true,
cute.
you do, and I always just thought it was baby like Gorgru.
Well, I definitely think he's the cutest, but like, no, Yoda's cute too, in my opinion.
Oh, I was a big Chewie. I love Chewbacca.
Chewy.
Chewy.
My
And the
kid's
kids can
dad
make they
can,
can
yeah,
yeah.
their
Even Brady
dad.
can too. Make the
I think their dad taught them, but like their dad definitely is really good at making that noise. And then
hmm
if the boys have started, it really cracks me up.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to do it. One question I have, and we'd love for our viewers to answer this
hmm
too, is what order do you watch Star Wars in? Because it can be confusing, especially if you're not a Star Wars fan, and
Yeah.
see.
Like where would you start? Would you start with like how they originally came out? Like because it was 4, 5, and 6, then 1, 2, 3, then seven,
Like,
eight, nine.
did the maker of it actually call it episode 4?
Yeah. Well, no, not at the beginning because I think he didn't know if he wanted to pursue
The other
the
ones?
other
Okay,
ones.
so that explains why. Like, it came out, everyone thought this was the first, and then
Yeah.
once they were all out, he said,
But I
okay.
think he made like the first ones back when he made like I think he made all of them, but then was like, hey, no one's gonna want to see like
Mm-hmm,
this kid becoming Darth Vader. Why don't we just go right in the middle and start
mm-hmm.
right there?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which it blew up. Like he's made. There's so much. Like you can get Lego toys,
Mm-hmm.
teddies.
It's huge. It's even still huge with kids up and coming today. Like, it
Yeah, it really is.
just,
Video games. Like
yeah,
there's just so much Star Wars out there.
yeah.
I still want to go. I know. Sorry to anybody listening from the United States. I'm not going to go visit the United States anytime soon, but I do want to go down to Florida and go to Disney World because they have a
Star
massive
Wars.
Star Wars like amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I want to check that
Hopefully,
out someday.
hopefully this stuff going on with the states stops because it's really hard to believe
hmm
that this day and age Canada and the United States are enemies and
Yeah,
fighting. It's
I don't want to be
wild, but
enemies with
no, not at all. Like,
anyone to be honest, nobody.
hopefully by the time the boys are a bit older, when we would want to take them to Disney World, all
hmm
this is a thing of the past
Yeah.
because we really don't feel like we'd even be safe right now. Like, putting the trade war aside, we're a queer
You're two
couple.
lesbians who.
It just does not feel safe right now. So to take us and our boys, and not even just that, like the
Yeah.
shootings, it's a lot. So
It is a lot, yeah.
hopefully in 5 or 6 years things have settled down quite a bit,
Yeah.
and
We can find peace and
yes,
bring love.
yeah, I really hope so, because this is just really sad and hard times for everybody in the world for so many reasons,
Yeah,
and
it really is.
hopefully it just turns around.
Yeah.
Are there any games that you're wanting to play?
I actually do want to play an Assassin's Creed who Ubisoft actually like I've played many Assassin's Creed games in the past.
Mm-hmm.
There I know that there's a brand new one coming out this month, but I haven't played the last one that they came out with, and it was Assassin's Creed Mirage. And I really want to play that one because I do like their franchise. And like I've played all the other ones
Mm-hmm.
up until the last one that just came out.
Hmm.
Like Valhalla. Whenever
Oh
I was
yes.
going to school, I was playing that.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I
It
liked it.
was
That was
that
a
the one that was like
Viking.
Vikings?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's
That one
cool.
you get to pick like kind of your character, like you get to play as male or female, and they did that with the last few of them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This one that I want to play, I don't know if you get to pick between male or female because it's usually a male character that you
You wouldn't get
play.
to pick your name and stuff. Like
No, it's
it's like
all
a story that's
yeah,
already there. That's kind of
yeah.
cool. Yeah, actually, I think that was the first game I saw anyone play the where it was a storyline, because I know it was like intriguing to me, and like I kept saying like you're actually learning stuff from this.
Yeah,
Like,
because it was talking about like all the stuff from like the Vikings and like Assassin's Creed does go back in time and they do portray some events in their story,
mm-hmm.
just depending on what era they
Yeah.
make their games from, which is really cool, and I really like
Yeah,
that
I
they did
thought it was
that.
super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else for gaming that you thought maybe you wanted to bring to the table this week, or to the couch, I should say?
No, I don't think so.
We
I think
still
we're
haven't
good.
played a co-op game this week.
No,
Our week was a
really,
mess, but
it was.
honestly, maybe even tonight. Maybe
Maybe
we should.
we should. You're
Should
right.
pour a drink and go play a
Play
little bit of a
like
game.
the cooking one. I
Yeah,
really
let's
like
do the
that.
cooking one. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. All right, we'll fill you in on that next week and
We will,
see,
yeah.
did I flip anything? Did I lose my
Oh.
mind? Because those games get me, but
And it's
I'll play
also me too.
nice.
Like I can get pretty like
Yeah, she can, because
get
I
over
suck
there.
sometimes. Like, I'm not a gamer, so at times I'm doing stupid stuff, and then I try and blame her, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, you dummy, that was you.
Well, I
She
won't
would
call
never
her a
call me.
dummy.
No,
No,
we're not name callers.
not at all. No.
No, if anything, I would just walk away, because I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
I need some time to
Yeah.
get the hell over this.
That's so true. Yes.
Yeah, well, we thought something else that fun that we could do would be a segment called Hot Takes and Unpopular Opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can feel free to email us or comment on our social
Comment. Yeah.
media, DM us if you have any unpopular
Unpopular.
opinions or hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely let us know and we'll talk about it. We love to hear other people's opinions, and
Yes, we do.
I mean, we're not super easily offended either,
No.
so, and I think we could present something offensive in a way if someone brings it to us to
Yeah,
talk
for
about
sure.
and turn
Yeah.
it into education.
Yeah, because we always love to educate and be educated. So
100%. So you guys can always feel free to. If we say anything offensive, out of pocket, wrong, just let us know.
yeah.
Honestly, we are not going to be upset. We're actually going to be enlightened.
Yes, we learn every day and we
Yeah.
want to grow, especially with our podcast. So
Yeah, just
yeah.
anytime, feel free. So did you want to go first, or me with your first unpopular
Unpopular opinion.
opinion?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Fall weather beats spring weather.
Hmm. That's really hard. I think as a gardener, I would have to say I like spring better.
Ugh, no.
I
Well,
love the fall.
I
It's
love
beautiful.
sweater weather.
Yes,
Sweater
that
weather.
is fun, but and maybe I'm being biased because of the time of year and we're coming out of winter. I do love it. I love the fall. I love all seasons. But I don't like the transition period, that those few weeks between
Spring
snow and no
or
snow.
winter and spring. That's
Yeah,
what I
it's
meant to
like
say.
dirty
Ugh.
and gross, and like,
Yes.
but the sun feels so nice.
That's
It's
true, it
so hot.
does.
Everyone has life again. We're all like, oh,
This transition
serotonin.
this transition makes my body so itchy. I don't get it. It's
That's
always
weird.
been like that ever since I was a kid.
Huh.
I have to lather more lotion on. my skin gets extra flaky.
That's a weird time of year for that.
And I
I
used to
wonder
have
if you have
eczema too.
allergies.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because I think that the
I
snow
really need
has,
to get tested.
excuse me, the snow has a lot of snow mold, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So maybe you're allergic causing that, because allergies definitely can cause itchy skin.
Oh, it drives me
It's
crazy.
such a random time of year to get it. Usually you hear it in the winter.
No, it's always from winter to spring, like this transition. Always been like that. And I
Yeah.
had eczema when I was a kid, and so it used to come out so bad this time of year too.
There's another goal for us.
Knock on
Get
wood.
Kayleigh a allergy test,
Yes,
because
I need to
homegirl
get
sounds like
one.
she got some allergies on the go here.
There's something going on. Like, I always said that either summer weather or fall weather is the best for my skin. It, like,
It keeps it hydrated, I
yeah, I
guess. Yeah,
guess,
and
yeah.
maybe because the sweating and fall is hot. We've been super lucky with our summers this
We
year.
have
They've been
been.
really hot. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess some people would say that's not lucky, but I don't mind the heat.
I don't mind the heat either.
So I guess with that opinion, Kayleigh goes fall. I say spring. And my
Yes.
birthday's in spring, so like, hello.
Yeah. Well, my birthday's in the winter, and I don't even.
Well, that wasn't the question.
I guess that's true. Fair enough.
My unpopular opinion is not all parents deserve unconditional love from their kids. Respect goes both ways.
Correct. I have to agree.
Yeah. Not
It
everyone
does.
agrees. There's a lot of people that think, oh, they're your parents. You have to love them. Just let it go. Keep the peace.
No.
I think you should keep the peace to an extent.
Yes.
I really do. And you should 100% try your hardest to have a good relationship. But
We're all people. Like, you need to
yeah.
respect both ways. It doesn't matter if somebody pushed you out of your vagina. Like,
no, it really doesn't. It doesn't give you the right to treat someone like trash.
no.
And I think a lot of us nowadays are realizing how much generations before us put up with abuse.
The trauma.
You don't need to get beat on to be abused either. You can be emotionally abused. You can be
That hurts even
verbally
more, too.
abused. Yeah,
I
it
find
really
emotion
messes
It
you.
does.
Messes with your mind. And there's just so many parents who are out there who just treat their kids like crap because it's their kids of all ages. And I just don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair.
No.
I don't think it's wrong for children, adult children, to cut their parents off if they need to keep the peace. Again, I'm not saying everyone needs to cut their parents off over the littlest things. Not at all. The Lord teaches us that you need to.
You need your village.
Love. You need your family, and you need to love your mother and father. But what people forget about that line of love thy mother and father, there's a line right there that says, fathers, don't anger your children.
Or mothers.
So if you are really upsetting your children and you're being mean to them and you're wondering, why did my adult child cut me off? You really need to do some soul searching. And that goes for parents too. If your child is abusing you and your child is causing your life to be absolute hell, not young ones, where this topic and opinion is solely about adults.
Adults, yes.
I mean, you shouldn't be doing it with your young children either, but that's just a lot more complicated.
They're learning too.
I think it's called is it called emancipation? Whenever, maybe I'm thinking of something different. That's probably not the word, but there's a word if you go and you like become an adult before you're an adult. Like, you don't live with your parents anymore. I can't remember what that word is, but
I think it is emancipation.
Maybe.
No, maybe not.
I don't know. We need to Google in here,
Yeah,
honestly.
we do.
But yeah, that's my hot take on popular opinion. And I say unpopular because you just see it all the time. Adults whose children have cut them off and they're there on Facebook or Reddit, whatever, wondering, why is my kid not talking to me no more? Well, June, why don't you go look in your heart?
Yeah. Or figure it out why they're like that.
Yeah.
Do some soul searching.
100%.
My next question is, does pineapples belong on pizza?
Yeah.
Yes.
We love a Hawaiian pizza.
Yes.
I feel like we talked about this last week.
Did we?
Maybe I'm wrong, but like, I'm having deja vu right now. Because I feel like I literally said we love a pineapple pizza or a Hawaiian pizza last week.
Maybe we did.
Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. We'll never know.
Never know. No.
I'm not listening to that again, so you guys can let us know. If anyone listened, they're listening again and they remembered. Did we that just shows how much we love pineapple on pizza.
Oh, pineapple on pizza is no questions.
It's delicious. I mean, there's obviously certain flavors you're not going to throw the pineapple on, but
it's like having anchovies on your pizza. Like, what?
What do you mean? How is pineapple like having anchovy on your pizza?
I mean, when people say they don't want pineapple, it's like, okay, are you the anchovy lovers?
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I
Ugh.
gotcha. Are you like the opposite?
Yeah, like I can't do
Can't say I've ever
anchovies.
eaten an anchovy in my
I
life.
haven't either, but that just sounds.
Like, what a name for a
Then
fish.
again, I guess.
Anchovy.
Then I guess I can't really, I haven't tried
I
it
guess
myself
here we are
either.
knocking it without even
Yeah,
trying it, but like,
it just yeah.
the other hot take that I have is that I think a lot of people don't actually want equality, they just want the upper hand.
Oh, the power. You mean the
Like a
power?
power trip. And I'm
Mm.
not talking like Black Lives or any of that. That is not what I'm talking about because Black Lives do matter and
Mhm.
us whites and racism, that is not what I mean. What I mean is maybe this is coming because we are women in a male dominated field. So it's really been at the forefront of my mind and what I'm doing lately is that, like, I'm not trying to come in and say because I'm a woman, I
Mhm.
should be given
Oh
rights.
yes. Mhm.
And actually, I was recently talking to a good friend of mine, and they are concerned that her husband is getting overlooked for positions at work because he's a man. Because,
Really?
yeah, the boss very much is like a hardcore feminist, like the feminist that is, I hate all men.
Oh
Whether this is
wow.
true or not, I am just hearing one side, but that's what I'm talking about with
No.
equality because I've seen it as well, where it's like just because somebody's a man, they should not get something.
No, that
I don't
shouldn't
think that's
be.
true.
No.
I think women need to be equal. Equal means
Everybody should be
equal
equal.
opportunity.
Yes. Exactly.
I don't know about, like, there's obviously the accommodation thing when you say equal. Equal doesn't always mean equal when you come to accommodations, especially for like physical disabilities or mental disabilities, because that's why you have accommodations to
Mhm.
make it equal. But
Mhm.
in saying that, that's bringing raising the bar for them, or I guess maybe lowering the bar, however you say
Depends
it,
on yeah.
to make it equal. Equal doesn't mean that you should just automatically get something and have the other upper hand. Equal means equal.
Mhm.
So if Kayleigh or I are on a job site or a job and there's a bunch of men around, we're not going to sit there and think that we're getting reprimanded just because we're a woman. Of course,
No.
there's lots of times that there is,
Yeah.
not personally, but
No.
it's just you do hear it.
Mhm.
Ooh, I feel like this topic might be digging me a hole. All I'm trying to say is in today's world, you do see a lot of people who don't want equality. They just want the upper hand and they just want an easy in. I
Yeah,
don't
they
like
just want
that.
the power.
Yeah. And
I don't like that
I don't
either.
like that.
No.
Or you'll see the opposite of where, like, there is no equality because they just want the power.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that topic.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe now we'll go into the icebreaker and have a little laugh because that was a little bit
That
intense.
was a bit.
um,
We're gonna do would you rather this time around.
yes.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. Would you rather only be able to communicate with TikTok sounds or only be able to communicate with autocorrect and what it says to say?
TikTok sounds.
Explain.
Well, I think like if I want to express myself, I can always just have a sound and not words. So it could be like boop beep bop, boom. Boop,
Bing
boop,
bop
bop,
boom
boom,
bop
bop,
bing
bing,
boom
bop.
boom. Oh, you screwed me up. Bing bop boom bop bing bop bam. What type of shit I'm on, you wouldn't
Wouldn't
understand.
stand.
Imagine
Yeah.
saying that to the kids. They'd break out
They
dancing. They'd
would
love
break
it
up
too.
dancing. They would.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, I think the
Since you
TikTok
think
sound.
you know everything.
Yeah.
That one that's crying.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. I'm actually gonna say autocorrect just because I feel like hopefully autocorrect wouldn't screw up too much,
No,
but
I'd say probably not. But
I
I
definitely use voice to
yeah,
text a lot, and that thing does make some funny mistakes at times. It
that's
really
true. I
throws
guess
me
that is
off.
true, yes. Um would you rather have no taste or no smell?
No smell. I lost my taste and my smell whenever I had COVID.
Yeah, that was awful.
Although, like, this got me thinking if you have no smell, can you have taste?
I think so.
Okay, well,
Maybe not as
not as
much
strong. I
or
would
as
have
strong,
no
yeah.
smell but have my taste not impacted because I want to taste my food. But
Same.
if I lose my smell, fine, I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I have like the nose of a hound dog. It is ridiculous, and sometimes it
Yeah.
makes me really sick too, like the amount of smells I can smell.
Sometimes it can be frustrating with her too because she's like right wound up about a
Because I'll be like,
smell.
"What does that smell? I can smell it.
And you're
There's
like,
something in
I don't smell
here."
anything. Do you have a brandy in or something? We know she doesn't,
No,
thankfully, but yeah,
no.
sometimes it's like frustrating because you're trying to help her, but you're like, I literally don't know what you're even talking about right
Yeah, it can
now.
be very frustrating, especially smells that I'm not too like familiar with, and I can just smell them, being like,
Oh my
"What
god, she smells
is
like
that?"
sounds like a dog. She sounds
I
like
know.
Rosie the
Yeah, I really
beagle.
do. Nosy Rosie.
Nosy Rosie, nosy Kayleigh.
Nosy Kayleigh.
Would you rather your fingers always be slightly sticky or your feet always slightly damp?
Ugh. Neither,
Ugh
if I
is
could
right.
pick.
Well, you
Neither.
have to pick, so pick one.
Like,
Like imagine touching everything and it sticks to you a little bit. Or like, oh, when you get like
but your feet
sauce or
though
something.
too.
I feel like with your feet you could just put some socks
I
on
guess
though and
that's
then
true. But what if
not
it's
really
like
feel it.
dripping through your socks?
Damp.
Damp. Oh, but yeah,
Damp.
damp.
Think about when there's like syrup or chocolate sauce on
Oh,
your
yeah, that's
fingers
true.
and then it's like
I think I'll
touching.
have to go with I'd rather my feet be damp than my
Yeah,
hands be sticky.
I think so too. Just because I feel like
I'd
when
always
I
be
put
like,
on socks, I could just like at least cover that up. Yeah. Did you have any
uh,
other would you rathers?
yes. Would you rather have telekinesis or telepathy?
Telepathy? I don't know
Telepathy.
what it is.
Telepathy?
Telepathy? I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
I think I'd want the one telepathy where you or telepathy.
Right.
Telepathy. It's telepathy.
Telepathy, where you
I'm trying to be
read
all fancy. Telepathy.
telepathy, where you read people's minds.
Yes, I would rather read people's minds.
Oh, no, no. I don't want to know what anybody's thinking. I'd
Oh, I
rather move
would.
things with my mind. That'd be sweet. You could be sitting on the couch and being like,
Come here, phone charger.
glass
Come
of
here,
water.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Can of beer from the fridge.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That would be cool too. But I
Yeah.
think read people's minds. As long as I could control when, though. I wouldn't
I
want it
guess
just
that's
all
true.
thrown at me at any time. But if I could control when,
Because,
I
like, if
could.
you walked into a restaurant and then you have
No,
everybody's, like, what they're
no.
thinking coming right at you.
And I don't want any
Ugh.
like bad juju where I'm like reading someone's mind. I shouldn't. I just like, sometimes you ask people questions and you can tell they're not saying what they really want to say. I would rather know then, especially if it's
Yes.
like, well, are you hungry? Do you want food? And they say no. And then I could be like, yeah, yeah,
I can
let me
read
get
your
you what you want.
mind.
But yeah, I don't want to be invading people's space and I don't want to be overwhelmed.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair. Do you have any
um,
more?
yeah, one more.
I think I
Would
see.
you
Yeah.
rather loudly announce every time you have to pee, or would you rather have a theme song every time you walked into a room?
I think I'd rather have a theme song every time I walked into a room.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I feel like that would get annoying.
But
It's
then
so
every time you
funny
have to
how different we
pee,
are. I have to pee.
and then you get up and then there's your theme. Oh.
I feel like people half the time say I have to pee every time they do anyway. It'd be
Yeah,
different
that's
if they had to
true.
say I'm going to take a shit. I'd be like, no.
No.
No,
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
I'd throw in some like
What theme song would you
Michael
choose?
Jackson or something, something to like put you in a
Pump you
nice
up?
pump you up. Yeah. Then you can
What
have
would
like
I
you
have?
just dance while you're walking into places.
I think I'd pick a Shania Twain song.
Oh yeah, that would be good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. I have one more.
Okay.
Would you rather give up AC and heat for the rest of your life or internet for the rest of your life?
AC and heat. Yes, I'm being cliche. Cliche is not the word. Anyways, I'm being dramatic and I'm being crazy, but I'm gonna say AC and heat. I can bundle up, I can use a fan, I can grab ice. But if I have no internet, there's a lot changing with my life.
That's true. And it's kind of like you need the internet for entertainment purposes too. And like you work with the internet as well. So
Yes.
that would be,
It would be
yeah,
so hard. I
it
couldn't.
would be
Oh
hard,
my
I think.
god, it would be
Just in
awful.
this time because that's like what we kind of rely on or
Mhm.
is our crutch too.
Mhm. I feel
Is
like before there was internet, there wasn't much AC.
no,
There was heat with
there
like the
was
wood
definitely
stoves
heat.
and
Yeah.
stuff, but there wouldn't have been
No, then,
AC.
and I didn't say fan, so you can always pop up a fan.
Yes, there's my hack. I'm putting on the fan,
Mm-hmm.
blowing that bad boy right on me, getting the ice on my neck.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm
Ice
not giving
cold
up the
water.
internet. You know what? I'll be using the internet to find out ways to cool down and heat up.
That's a good one,
But the
yes.
heat and AC ain't getting me internet.
Fair enough, yes.
Yeah,
Well, that's all I have for
yeah.
Would You Rather.
Yeah, I didn't come with any either. So hopefully you guys like this little episode that we had
Yes.
today. Definitely leave us some comments,
Mm-hmm.
subscribe, share
Yeah, if
with
you
your
have
friends and
any
family.
questions, anything, just shout out.
Yes.
Even tell us, like, even how we're doing.
Yes, we have
And
an
if we can,
email as well. That'll
yeah.
be dropped below, so you guys can definitely email us. We'd love
Mm-hmm.
to hear from you. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if
Yes,
you have any ideas on what we should do going forward, we're so open.
we are. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming into the Queer Couch Co op, where the
Yes,
vibes are cozy and the conversation is chaotic.
right on our couch. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.